How big a problem is this? I mean, when we talk numbers, how many
Sure.
kids are we talking about?
Well, around the world, 1 in 5 children lack access to the vaccines that can save their lives. So that's a large number.
Right.
Bringing it back home in the U.S., if you imagine about half the children that will enter kindergarten in the fall, a little bit less than that is the number of children who will die this year because they don't have access to those life-saving vaccines.
So what drew you to this cause?
Well, I joined Shot of Life because I'm a mother of 3 and I'm also a psychologist, which means I know that parenting involves a lot of uncertainties. You know, parents are always wondering, what's the best thing for my child? What is the right path for ensuring my child's health and well-being? And oftentimes there aren't clear answers. I also see a lot of uncertainties in my work reviewing and writing about children's health research. I'm a former researcher, and basically that means I'm a trained skeptic.
Right.
I go around poking holes in what we know and what we don't know, and generally I'm always aware of what we don't know, what we think we don't know for sure.
Right.
So I was really attracted to Shot at Life because it's a pleasure to get to stand up for something that we know for sure. So when it comes to children's health around the world, one thing we know for sure is that providing access to vaccines can make a huge difference in children's lives. It really gives them a shot at a healthy life. So, you know, this is one thing we know for certain.
And how do we know it for certain?
Because we have a lot of evidence. We have a lot of really great studies from around the world. It's definitive, and it's also a cost-effective way to improve children's lives.
And so given the cost effectiveness of these shots, why is it that they don't get to kids who need them? I mean, you know, given the cost of a polio vaccine or a hepatitis B vaccine, why aren't these?
You know, that's a great question. When I first joined Shot at Life, I came home and I told my kids about the campaign. I told my kids about the situation that there are children across the world who don't have the shots that you don't enjoy getting,
Right.
but that ensure your health. And my kindergartner looked up at me and said, I have $20 in my piggy bank. You know,
Right.
if I have that money, I don't understand why, kids around the world aren't getting access to those vaccines that cost, less than the amount of money that I have in my piggy bank. So I wish I knew. I wish I knew.
This always does seem linked to me to the domestic controversy about vaccines, just because it seems like it's so hard for people to see the value in what really is one of the most powerful medical technologies we've come up with. I mean, this is the only way we eradicate diseases. This is the only way we really control them to this degree. Why do you think that it's so hard for people to see sometimes?
Well, actually, 90% of parents say that vaccines are a good way to protect their children and keep them healthy. And about the same percentage also say that it's a good idea for protecting the health, ensuring the health of children around the world.
Right.
So actually, most parents actually see vaccines as a really good way of keeping kids healthy.